Hello everybody. It's us again for our next community update of the month of August 2025. As always, we're going to give everyone a couple minutes to have the ability to join, and then we're going to start right away. So lean back, listen to this beautiful music, and we'll be there in a minute. Hello again. We're still going to wait 1 or 2 minutes to give everyone the opportunity to join. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we're going to be there right away. So, hello and welcome to the ONINO 2025 August community update. Really happy to have you here. As always, this is your monthly update from the ONINO team, and we're really happy to give you an insight about what has been happening last month, what are we doing generally, and yeah, everything interesting about ONINO. And without further ado, I would say let's jump right in. We are going to talk about a couple of events, what is planned for the rest of the year. Then we're going to talk about blockchain updates, then the tokenization platform, customers, and we have a special announcement planned for the end. Today, Kai is in a well-deserved vacation. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. He would have even joined if he was able, but now he's really in transit between plane and train and everything. So this time it's just Lucas and I, but I think we will do our best job to cover. So without further ado and without waiting, let's go into the events. We have had a couple of events already this year, and the next events are in September. We're going to go to the Bits and Pretzels in Munich. And then in October, there's 2 events, Token 2049 in Singapore and the Expo Real in Munich, which you'll likely go to. Then November, the Web Summit in Lisbon and the Slush in Helsinki. Those are the events we are planning so far, and there may be a couple more, there may be some changes, but this is what we're planning. It's really great to bring ONINO out there to talk to people, to have eyes on the project, and specifically to go into those projects or those events that are not specifically just tailored towards the blockchain Web3 audience, but specifically the bigger picture, because we use blockchain and Web3 technology and tokenization to really make big changes happen in the financial world, and any audience in any industry can profit from that and can use the platform. And so we're really looking into this year to go into conferences that are not specifically just focusing on tokenization, crypto, and blockchain, but also other topics, just for example, like the Bits and Pretzels, Expo Real, Web Summit, and Slush. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year with the platform launch nearing. All right, and now Lucas is going to discuss or talk about some blockchain topics.
Hello, everybody. Also a warm welcome from my side to this month's update, and I will go over the blockchain, our recent updates, and also our future plans. Something where I step in for Kai today, as Alex already mentioned. He will not be here for now. Before we start in, we wanted to give you kind of a broad overview. We see there are a lot of questions in regards to where is the whole journey going and why do we need the ONINO blockchain? And it's specifically written here, we need the ONINO blockchains because we need a tailor-made infrastructure that is made for tokenization to flourish. So our goal is really to connect the good things that we have in decentralized finance and also the good things that we have in traditional finance, and to really create something that we call a real FI ecosystem. So real FI, it's not just another buzzword that we want to throw around, but for us, it is really an ecosystem of connected applications running on the ledger which is the ONINO blockchain, to accommodate tokenized assets, to accommodate traditional finance, bring it on-chain and supplement it with certain aspects of DeFi to really make it great again. We really have a huge opportunity here, and we see that there's a lot of demand from the markets for exactly a solution for us. And of course, this is not built overnight. It's not even built within a year. It's built over a multiple year process, and we are trying to do it step by step in a well thought out process, and accommodate all the necessary standards, which one of them is a huge barrier of compliance, to make building eventually as easy as possible to anyone, because we take on the hard part. So we just depicted kind of 5 key areas that we're working towards within the next year to really kickstart this journey to becoming the real FI ecosystem for the future. Like, our launch of the blockchain was greatly successful. We had almost no problems with running the infrastructure. Everything is running smoothly. We have extremely fast finalization times, extremely low costs, and are looking forward to use this as a basis to scale. Then another upcoming thing is the public tokenization platform. So as you remember, our tokenization platform exists in white label, and it will eventually also exist as the ONINO tokenization platform. That will be a major milestone for us. The same as creating support for the basic DeFi applications. You know, we don't want to be just another EVM compatible chain where you can do anything you can do on other chains. We want to be special. And for being special, we still need the baseline of applications. So we're talking about the classical bridge infrastructure, DEX support, and other applications that you know from other networks, to make them available also on ONINO. The next step on that is, as I mentioned before, is combining this DeFi ecosystem with the traditional finance and really create facilitations for utility and just things you can do with your tokenized assets, such as lending and borrowing against them, and so many more things directly within the ONINO RealFi ecosystem. And finally, the subchains still play a huge role in our future vision, something that we've made quite some advancements in the last few months, and are looking forward to share this publicly in due time with the relevant use cases. Now, we've been talking about our plans, and there will be many more documentations released around like specific vision for becoming the infrastructure for tokenization. But now I just want to cover 2 more things that we've been working on in the last month that are definitely really interesting for you as a community. So we are currently preparing an upgrade to our Node client software, so an upgrade to our protocol that will be the base layer for supporting a major new product, which we are not announcing now, but that will be a product launch with a partner of ours. The basis of this update is the integration of operator keys for our protocol. So essentially, an operator key will allow anyone to still validate and create the stake for building your own validator out of your wallet, but then providing a key or custodial control over that key to another party. This essentially allows anyone to create your validator without going through the hassle and without having the technical understanding to manage that validator infrastructure. So you can imagine it is just like someone else providing the software, necessary tools, and you don't have to do any coding, have no interactions with the terminal, and you can just launch your validator at a click of a button. This is what this update and upgrade to the protocol will allow us, and we're looking forward to launching that as soon as possible. And with that, a quick reminder to everyone, you can still sign up to be one of the first validators. The first validator tranche is almost full. I believe we have 2 spots left. So go ahead, click that link and sign up to be a validator as soon as possible. And then on the next slide, we wanted to just point out that we do hear your feedback and we are looking to implement that feedback. That being said, it definitely does take time, because not only are there multiple other things in daily business that we have to take care of, but that we want to make things done right. And especially within the whole vision of creating an infrastructure for tokenization, we can't allow us to do things without thinking them through and basically have any implications further down the road when we integrate with even bigger partners that we are not able to foresee right now. So anything you bring up as a community, we definitely see it, we hear it, and we are looking to implement it, but we can't do it overnight. So just a few things and points that we want to touch on that we've seen then and again in the community is the DeFi integrations. We are currently having multiple discussions with different platforms to integrate on ONINO and to provide support for ONINO. A few of them I mentioned before, like for example, a bridge. And be aware these things also not only take time from a programmatic approach, so implementing them, but primarily also on the side of commercialization and finding a deal that works for all parties. But this is something where we've got a new person on board, which is Chili, and he's having multiple great discussions. I believe it is close to 10 a day with different platforms, and it's definitely being worked on. We are also preparing upcoming launches. One of them is something I've teased in the slide before regarding the validator and the key operating system. We have ongoing integrations with the exchanges, and we can confidently say these are in their final stages and are close to being tested and close to being facilitated. And also, one recent thing that was a great idea I saw in the community that kind of has an impact on our roadmap is a community proposal, community voting platform. So if you know any other network, there's always a platform, a forum to create proposals and to vote on these proposals to put them up in a priority in terms of what gets developed and not. We've always had this on our roadmap. Seeing that this is being actively asked by the community, we are currently checking this internally, see how fast it can be facilitated, and we will definitely update you on that because we think it is a great idea and it was always our plan. We just had it at a later stage in the roadmap. And with that being said, we can now kind of jump to the next portion of my update, which is the ongoing developments around the tokenization platform. So in the last community update, we touched upon the ONINO tokenization engine, and we can proudly say that we have finalized the development of our in-house tokenization engine. Just a quick reminder why this is so important and exciting for us is that it will open up so many more opportunities for us to be not only on one hand independent from any other third party who wants to tokenize, but also for supporting so many more use cases. So it has completely inbuilt compliance and support for all MiCA countries, so all of Europe and also Switzerland. And technically, we can support any country around the world, but we choose not to do so at the current point in time because tokenization is 80% compliance, and we really want to get it done correctly. That's why we support and standardize the MiCA in countries in Switzerland for now, and we in the future can venture out into different jurisdictions. But it is a good thing that our tokenization engine can do it starting from today. Then modularity. There is a flexible support for different modules. So for tokenization, it's important to enforce compliance on chain, and we built a system that can enforce these compliance requirements directly on chain, and it can be different for any tokenization project, which is why our system is completely modular and the issuer can freely choose what to do. Another thing, something that the ONINO OGs will remember, is an identity system. So part of the tokenization engine and part of how to enforce compliance on chain is that you can identify people and wallet addresses on chain. And that's why a big part of the in-house tokenization engine is an identity system that is directly deployed on the ONINO blockchain. And finally, our tokenization engine is built with compatibility in mind. We are per default compatible with all EVM chains and will continue on improving compatibility in the future. Another exciting update on the next slide is that we really make big strides in making our tokenization platform simple. You might remember the term invisible Web3 that we talked about a lot last year, if I remember correctly. And we now finally completely implemented that into our tokenization platform and into every white label platform of clients that build on top of the ONINO tokenization platform. So we abstract the complexity of Web3 completely and allow anyone, anywhere to use it freely without having any prior knowledge of Web3, while still having the maximum security possible for their assets. So we fully integrate with a licensed custody provider. It allows creation of a wallet at a click of a button, no saving of your seed phrase, no typing down or writing down the phrase and remembering all these numbers and storing it for no one to find. But it's all out of the box, and all you need is to create an account and you have such a wallet at the tip of your fingers directly. And furthermore, we still support self-hosted wallets for everyone that wants to keep their keys, not your keys, not your crypto, to keep true to that saying. And also support for multi-party computational wallets is also something we're working on to provide even more flexibility so the user can choose what they want to use for the tokenization. Then a last update on what has been worked on in regards to tokenization platform in the last month is on the next slide, which is we've completely optimized the process for making an investment. It might sound simple if you just hear, well, making an investment, everyone can do it, but here is where the key regulatory hurdle comes in, because you have to adhere to every local rule that is set into place by governments all over the world by making an investment into a security token, which is what every tokenized asset is. And we've made this process also modular. You can completely customize how it looks like for every single asset. It's as simple as possible, and it adheres to any local requirements set in place by regulation. So that is a big part of how to make tokenizations as simple as possible. And by also integrating with multiple different payment providers, you don't even have to pay with crypto if you don't know, but you still want to get into tokenization. You can just pay with your bank account, with your credit card, with anything. And we believe that's a big step forward in making this accessible and making this also feasible on a grand scale. Lastly, I want to just cover the final steps before you as community and users will be able to test and use the ONINO tokenization platform fully launched. So we are currently at the stage where we're conducting final tests as seen on the next slide. And we are working on making it really ready for also mobile use, because we know nowadays everyone loves their smartphone and a lot of things are happening directly on your mobile phone. Once these two things are done, we will go through a complete test and penetration test and audit of the whole platform stack. So we want to be sure that every single action on that platform is fully secured and that nothing can go wrong. Of course, the necessary step afterwards, if there are any findings, we have to fix these findings. But once all these 4 steps are done, we are ready for public release of our own platform and bringing tokenization directly into your hands. So you see, we've been quite busy the last month, and we will be busy in the next few months. But there are a lot of things you can look forward to. And with that, I give back to Alex to cover the next points.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lucas. Interesting things. All right. Let's talk customers. We did a little strategic input last time where we explained to you, and if you haven't listened to this, you can find it on YouTube. Go and search for ONINO and then click not on videos, but on live. It's a little strange, so it's not easy to find. Or you can just type ONINO community update July 2025 in this case. Or have a look on Twitter, we stream it there as well, or Telegram. But you'll find the video. And essentially what we explained is how we are at the moment focusing on two things. On one hand is getting high quality products and companies working with us for the platform and to prepare them, because there's always two parts. The one is technical, the other one is legal, and the legal structuring always takes time. And the other part is those white label platforms that we are starting to set up. And this is one white label platform that I very tiny little quickly teased last time and want to go into much more details this time. And it's going to be the Black Forest program and platform. Essentially, Black Forest is a company that is going to use our white label platform for their next projects. And they have a project focus on local ESG projects, which is pretty cool. Things like solar farms, wind parks. They sometimes even have something like, pretty renewable retail stores or something like that. And they are covering it with very local audiences, which is great because now it's local investment opportunities for people being on site and really local projects that are very ecologically friendly. And having this powered by our platform is really amazing, and really looking forward to this. And the first projects are going to be solo initiatives, and the timeline is for the end of the year 2025. So this gives you kind of a little idea. If you work with bigger projects and bigger companies, we have been in preparation for a couple of months already. We are really in the details right now. Still, it's going to take until the end of the year. Those projects are big, but big things take time. So it is to be expected that not every announcement that we make will just follow in the next days. And this is why we haven't been making too many announcements, because we have seen that in the past when we announce things, many accept for them to be ready the next day, which they aren't. So this is why we only announce projects that are near to completion or soon even just really completed and right away ready to start. But yeah, we're really looking forward for this platform to go live, as it's a really great project. Then we have a couple other projects that I would just want to touch upon quickly, but not go into too much detail. Essentially, it's multiple niches. One is banking, and one of those is Black Forest, but there are a couple others as well. Essentially, those will be platforms for private clients from the banks as investors and companies as issuers, where banks combine the two fields that they haven't combined yet, where they tailor a product to the two audiences they have: companies in the needs of funds most of the time, and individuals looking for lucrative investments. Then music financing, essentially a platform with well-known bands for tokenizing songs. The idea here is to, like it says, tokenize songs, give token holders the ability to profit from revenues from songs and other rights connected with that. Then film financing, pretty much an equivalent to music financing, but instead of music, or in difference to music financing, most often films are very capital intensive to create. So it's much less just a thing of ownership, but also a thing of financing, where with the token you have the ability to let film projects exist and be financed before they go really onto shooting those films and then getting the revenues in the end. And then tokenized funds is another thing, where we're looking to roll out platforms for tokenizing and trading of investments, which is also going to be really interesting. All right, so all those projects or all those niches are being worked on, but as I said, those things do take time, and we're going to make specific announcements once we have specific customers nearing the go live. talking about go live, we have been talking about it for a long time, the ONINO tokenization platform, and you have seen white label instances with previous customers. But there is also the ONINO tokenization platform, or tokenized financing platform, or financing platform, however you might call it, simply just the ONINO platform. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to launch a central platform that is not going to be specifically tied to any specific niche, but that is going to be our platform. There's also going to be possibilities of co-listings. For example, there may be products listed on our platform and on others, or vice versa. But long story short, we are preparing this launch, and we're happy to announce that the ONINO platform launch is going to be set for October 2025, which means that we will be having first projects there already. The exact timeline is not exactly sure yet, but this is what we're planning for, to launch the platform in October of 25 and to have first projects there as well. So we're not looking to launch an empty hull, but to have projects on it from the start. And this is great. On one hand, it has taken a little longer than we thought. We have had many projects in the works for longer times, but for multiple reasons. Like I said, there's always three things: technical, legal, and then the customer. Things have taken more time than we anticipated, but still really, really happy to have this platform launch this year, and to be one of the earliest tokenization platforms out there to really have significant projects out there, and to also have white label platforms in the run. So this is really a big thing for us. We're going to do a little or medium-sized or even big marketing campaign until this launch, and then really looking forward to the start of the first assets in October 25 for the ONINO platform. Yeah, really happy to hear what you think about it, and for it to finally be able to go live in October. And there is already a sign up. If you go to app.onino.io, you can already create your account, fill in a little questionnaire, and be one of the first to get the exclusive access in the beginning. So it's app.onino.io if you don't want to miss any exclusive news and want to be some of the first to be able to access the platform. All right. And with this, there's nothing else left than to say thank you for listening. Really happy to have you join those updates. Thanks for listening in, and looking forward to hearing and seeing you around.
Thank you so much, everyone. See